Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, we are honored to host this event, and I thank the organization for accepting our wish to host it, and we are thankful to everybody who showed up this meeting. And we are trying to take advantage of this opportunity for introducing about the awareness of Sikhism, especially we need to get out and tell about ourselves because of the political disclosures happening in the country is making so much suspicions about just the looks. So we thought this will be the opportunity to talk to different faith leaders and committee members, and they can go to their communities and tell us what we stand for and everything. And I would like to take this opportunity to introduce a Sikh scholar, and he's a well-traveled person, Sardar Gurcharanjit Singh Lamba. He will give a Sikh perspective of interfaith, as well as about the problems we face after 9/11 and how to get over them by just putting ourselves out there and introducing ourselves. So this is Gurcharanjit Singh Lamba.
Thank you, Doctor. Good evening, gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be here and discuss about, and rather to not to introduce but to reassure myself that if I am a Sikh, then what does it mean for me? So it's an introspection. Whenever I speak, I have to tell you very honestly a confession before I start. I used to give lectures, I used to speak to the gatherings, but all of a sudden I stopped it. The reason of this was that it was very painful for me, very, very painful when I used to speak. The reason was that the afterthought was coming that what I am telling others, what I am trying to sermonize, I am not following that. So this was very painful for me, and I stopped it. Then after a long pause, when I was going through my scriptures, our own pebbles and stories from the Guru's period, so then it came a short story that some preacher came to Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the fifth Guru, who had built Harmandir Sahib, the golden temple, who had compiled Guru Granth Sahib, and preacher came to him and said that when we speak, we see that the people's lives have changed. There is a lot of change in the people's lives, but there is no change in ourselves. And we are very sad about it. Then Guru Arjan Dev Ji told them, those two brothers were there, that okay, now you don't address the people. When you are addressing, you address yourself. So it is basically an address to myself from then onward, and I've seen that has made some changes in me also. So instead of sermonizing others, if we can address ourselves, then it's a big change. That is the first thing of the interfaith I have understood. Second, I can tell you, with honesty, that this type of gathering I have never attended. It is an interfaith in action. That is the main thing, not in speaking or sayings or sermonizing, but I have seen the workshops, the way you are trying to do it, it is it is you are doing it in action, and it's for decades also you have been successfully doing it. So I must congratulate you for this also. Second thing is that whenever we talk of interfaith, it is made of two words, inter and faith. We can see that a lot of people are discussing about interfaith. They are propagating about interfaith. There are banners, there are functions, everything is there. But in these two words, there is one word which is very, very important, that is faith. And the question is, do those who are professing it, those who are clamoring about it, those who are propagating it, do they have faith even in their own faith? That is the main thing. If one has faith in his own faith, then interfaith will come automatically. There will be no need for sermonizing somebody. If one has a faith, the problem is that I don't have faith in my own faith, but I am trying to be on stages for interfaith, telling others. That is the main thing. Now, the problem is that there is another word which is intrafaith. We do not even have intrafaith. If we look around that how the world is moving, even amongst the faith itself, there is no faith. There is no intrafaith even, and then we are trying to jump to the interfaith, the bigger arena. So if we can do this, I'll try to give just small points because it's sort of a workshop, it's not a sermon, it's not a lecture. Next is that as far as Sikhism, I have been asked that what does interfaith means for Sikhism. One good thing, because interfaith meetings, helping others, helping different communities, trying to understand is one thing. The unique thing word which was never heard in the meetings was the spirituality and morality. That is the main essence of the whole thing. That reminds me of a small anecdote. A priest was telling a girl that what is sin and what is crime. This is sin, that is sin, that is sin, this is crime, this is it. And listening to him, that girl told the priest, "Father, I never knew what the sin is till I met you." So there are two things. One is a sin, another is a crime. I could understand it because I'm a lawyer, I'm an attorney by profession. So there are two things. Outraging the modesty of somebody, killing somebody, looting somebody, burning somebody's house, that is a crime. That is a crime. The state can control it. The state can contain it. They can check it. But there is one thing more than the crime, which is prior to this thing, that is sin. Committing that thing vicariously looting somebody, outraging the modesty of somebody, killing somebody, so that is a sin. Unless a person is a sinner, he cannot be a criminal. If we have to make the crimeless society, then the society has to be made, the effort should be made to make him sinless. I remember in the old days when I was a child, in the school books, it was there that stealing is a sin, telling lies is a sin, doing this thing is a sin, but I think that thing has gone out of the curriculum of the schools and even from our houses. The thrust is on the destination. You have to achieve it. This is the target. But nobody, I think, now, do the parents tell them that grabbing this thing by this method is a sin? You don't have to adopt it. And that is, now, the sin, and between the sin and the crime, the state can control the crime, but the state cannot control and contain the sin. Rather, the media, because I am attached with the media, the whole system, the consumerism, it is for encouragement of the sin. What I can't commit physically, the same thing they make me enjoy vicariously, and that is a sin. So the society is encouraging sin, and simultaneously it is asking to shun the crime. So this balance, if that has to be made, then that can be made only by the simple word which you have used, is spirituality and the morality. This thing can be then come in the children, that is when he can understand the meaning or inculcate the sense of the morality and spirituality, and that can come only in a child. There was one very learned philosopher of Sikhism by Jot Singh. Some people asked him that what is the right time that people have to be given that education of morality and spirituality. His answer was very unique. He says 20 years before the birth of child. That is the right time. Otherwise it will be too late. The children, if you tell them now, their offsprings, they will reap the benefits of that. So he says the best time is to give them education of spirituality 20 years before they are born. That is the right time. And that is practical, because then otherwise it may be too late. Now, coming to the Sikhism, what it stands for me, because I try to emulate and follow Sikhism. One good thing, I was just telling to Mr. Qadri, that what we are discussing here, what we are talking here, what is being discussed on this forum, it could be done only in this country. It could even not be discussed. It could not even be told. Here we cannot even understand that what are the difficulties in discussing these things in the areas which are really the battlefield of communal tensions and other things. So we cannot even discuss these things. And the beauty of this land is that this place takes people, their faith, their views as a collage, not as a melting pot. That is the biggest beauty of this thing. I can keep my identity. I can keep my entity. You have no problem with it. That is the biggest blessings of this land. Dr. was telling that what are the problems which you are facing here. With all the humility and honesty, I have to tell you, because the truth has to be told, I can tell that I have had no problem here because of my faith and because of my views. But if really you ask it, in India, my own country, by law, the legislation, the legal, I am not even allowed to call myself a Sikh. That is not even legally allowed. Religion is not even recognized as a religion. The Constitution of India does not allow there is no problem with other religions. Every religion is welcome. That is Guru Arjan Dev Ji, whom I have already referred to you. Once he was asked, which is the best religion of the world? You have to tell us, which is the best religion? And you know, his answer was, the best religion of the world is take the name of the Lord and do good deeds. Now everyone knows that what are the good deeds. From Guru Granth Sahib, the original word are Sarb Dharam mein Shreshth Dharam, Har ko naam jap nirmal karam. Take the name of the Lord, but do the good deeds. Unless this is the best of all the religions. So this was the principle laid down. For Sikhism, interfaith means when the golden temple, the most holiest of the holy place of the Sikhs, when that foundation stone was to be laid, and you must read about that, you must take a note of that. The foundation stone of the Sikhism's biggest, holiest of the holy place, it was Guru Arjan Dev, the fifth Guru, invited a Muslim saint, Sai Mia Mir, and he laid the foundation stone of that holiest of the holy place. This was interfaith in action. And then came the holiest of the holy books, which is Guru Granth Sahib. Now, Guru Granth Sahib, it does not have the hymns of Gurus only, the Sikh Gurus only. It has the hymns from Muslim saints, Muslim faqirs, Hindu faqirs, low caste, those people, those who were discarded and castigated and ostracized. Their writings and hymns are there in Guru Granth Sahib, and nobody has a right even to discard or leave a single stanza out of that. That was the interfaith in action. Where at that time it was the low caste persons were not even allowed to sit along with the person of the higher caste. The casteism was so high, and still there, it is there. The government had to pass a law about that, but still it is there. But at that time, Guru Arjan Dev Ji not only included the hymns of those people, those all different faiths, but the condition was one. There was one condition again. It was that whatever name of the God in vocabulary is there, in any language, maybe in Sanskrit, maybe in Persian, maybe in Braj, maybe in any language. I'll just read one small from that. Kaho Nanak Gur Khoye Param Eko Allah Par Brahm. Par Brahm was name given by Hindus and Allah was given by Muslims, but Guru Granth Sahib has both the names. Kaho Nanak Gur Khoye Param Eko Allah Par Brahm. So this was there, that any language, any dialect, you may call him. But the condition again was given. There one more condition was given. The whole Guru Granth Sahib, it is a 1430 pages of the writings, the book in the poem. But there is one thing, you will not be able to know what was the name of Guru Nanak, the founder's father. What was his place of birth? There were no stories in it. There were nothing of that sort. It was neither a history. The whole volume contains only one thing, that is the praise of the Lord in different words, in different styles, in different languages even. Now, this was there, but the one condition I must tell you, what was that condition which he laid down? He says, you like the name of Ram, no problem. You like the name of Krishna, no problem. You name the like of Isa, no problem. Any name, whichever is there, because the God, his personality cannot be limited in a vocabulary. You can take any name, you can give any attribute, any name to the God. You can call God by the name of Lord Krishna. No problem. It is there in Guru Granth Sahib. But one condition was there, you cannot call Krishna the God. That is there. If you like, you can give Isa, Sirius K, Jagat Ke Isa. You can call God by name of Isa, but you cannot call Isa the God. So this was the only condition. Now this was interfaith, the meeting point, and those whose hymns were included, that was the philosophy, that those who are believing in the name of the God, and they can come together and can praise Him in any language, anything. Now coming to it in the practical form. What was the practical philosophy which he gave? When Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the first founder, when he was giving this philosophy, because that is a message to you also, because that I think that's a very, very relevant message. He says, in his own words, he said that if you have to love the humanity, what you are trying to do, that was the message given by Guru Nanak Dev Ji 500 years ago. He says that if you want to love the humanity, if you want to serve the humanity, if you want to serve the community, then what you have to do is, you should be ready to lay down your life for that. That is, he is asking for this condition. Now, when India was invaded, during those times the invaders used to do was, they used to burn the streets, burn the bazaars, burn the villages, and the whole city was done on fire. There was one Sikh of Guru Nanak Dev Ji earlier, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji had recited this thing, that if you want to serve humanity, then you should be ready to lay down your life. He was astonished. He says, I can't understand, if I have to serve the people, if I have to serve the mankind, what is this condition? What is he saying it? But when Babur invaded and the whole city was put on fire, this small Sikh, Bhai Tara, he took out a bucket full of water and started extinguishing fire, started saving the women and the children. He was immediately arrested by the cops, and he was taken to the emperor and told that we had put fire and he was trying to extinguish it. The emperor cried at him. He says, don't you know that with whose order this fire was ordered to be put on? That Sikh, small Sikh, he in the same tone, and he says, don't you know that with whose order this is being extinguished? He said it and then he laughed. He says, why are you laughing? He says, some time back, my Guru had come and he had given me some message. I could not understand that at that time, but now I understand. What does this mean? You will not, and he was beheaded. So it's a big task which you have taken. And what I had said, that it is possible to spread this message in this country. But when it is to be brought in practice elsewhere, then it is with the same problems. You can see it, that is the problem. Another thing is that, what does that Sikhism then means for it? For this purpose, what it means? The message is very, very clear. The message to a Sikh is very clear. And this has not been written in some form in writing, but ninth Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur, laid down his life for it, and he gave this message. What was the message? That even if your faith, you are against my faith, even if you are attacking my faith, you are doing it. But if tomorrow there is trouble, you are facing some problem with your faith, if somebody is attacking your faith, then I will be ready to lay down my life for your faith. And that was done by Guru Tegh Bahadur, the ninth Guru, and he was beheaded in Delhi by Aurangzeb. Because The Hindus at that time, the Kashmiri Hindus, they had come to Guru Tegh Bahadur, the ninth Guru, that the emperor is forcing us for conversion. You help us. The Guru Tegh Bahadur told them. Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru, was just 9 years old at that time, and the father Guru was worried. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji, he was 9-year-old. He asked him, what are you worried? He says, now the situation has come when somebody has to lay down the life for the faith of others. Not for my faith, but faith of others. But it has to be a pious person. Guru Gobind Singh told him, can there be any more pious personality than yours? This was the reply to the father. Father went and he laid down the life. That is in Delhi, Chandni Chowk. Seesganj Gurdwara is there, where that monument is still there. So it is a very big message you have taken up, but I have to, it has to be understood that it's not a easy path also. This also I can say it, and rest is that, and spirituality, morality, and there is one more thing, because I was just participating in one more workshop of there. There were other, you see, scholars also, not only from this place, from China, from Persia, from India, from other countries. Their writings may not be religious writings, but they are filled with morality and spirituality. Although those are not religious scriptures, I may just name one or two. One is that by Sheikh Sadi, Maulana Rumi. They are from Persia, from Iran, but their writings are very, very educative and very, very morale boosting. So all those should be tried to take excerpts from that. And then another is that there was one by Nandlal. He was Guru Gobind Singh's courtier. He has written one beautiful stanza. He says, Gahe Sufi, Gahe Zahid, Gahe Kalandar mein Shabad. You can see people, somebody will be just the Sufi. He's a fakir, he's a Sufi, spiritual leader. You may see him. Gahe Zahid. There may be people who are just ritualistic peoples. You can find them. Somewhere you will find very religious people. Somewhere you will find Zahid, those who are only in ritualistics, and Gahe Kalandar mein Shabad. Some are just like that wanderers. Some are like that. Rang hai mukhtalif darad bote yarema. But he says, my Lord is very cunning. He can come in any shape and any form. So anything which you see, anybody you can see, if the same soul, the same feelings, the same things are there in ourselves, so this means some source is the same. We have come from the same source. If I cannot see him in you, that means there is problem with me. So this has to be the interfaith means, if I love my faith, but if the problem comes with your faith, if I am not ready to lay down my life for your faith, I have no faith in my own religion. So this is what I could understand, and I am so thankful to you for giving me time. And last but not the least, this what you are saying, there was another scholar from India. He was Akbar al-Abadi. He was a judge, he was a poet also. So he, in his own humorous way, he has said that if I have to translate to this present context, he will say that in his original words it is, रकीबों ने रपट लिखवाई है जा जा के थाने में कि अकबर नाम लेता है खुदा का इस ज़माने में. So he says, if I have to put it to you, that my enemies, They have called 911 that here are the people who are discussing religion and morality. Take care of them. Thank you very much.